I saw an interesting update out of California today, San Diego County in particular. So if you are a longtime viewer to this program, if you follow Second Amendment news closely, and hopefully if you're watching NRA TV you do, you will remember the Pirotta case. This was a case that challenged California's right to carry laws, specifically the quote-unquote good cause requirement. And it was a challenge that originated in San Diego County. Basically, the sheriff there said, look, self-defense is not a valid reason for you to get a concealed carry license. And so the numbers of concealed carry licensees was not quite zero, but it was close to it. San Diego County, like many other coastal communities and coastal counties in California, very, very restrictive in terms of issuing these concealed carry licenses. Not every county, by the way, in the state of California is like that. So the Pirotta case, ultimately a 3-judge panel said, hey, you know what? California's carry laws are wrong here. You can't require this good cause because we're talking about an individual right. An en banc review, so a larger panel of judges in the Ninth Circuit, then overruled that decision. Said, no, actually, there is no right to carry a concealed firearm under the Second Amendment. As to whether or not there's a right to carry a firearm openly, we don't know. We're not going to, but that's not the question that was asked, so we're not going to answer that question. And that was the end of the Pirotta case out of San Diego County. Now, the California Rifle and Pistol Association, Chuck Michel, along with the help of the NRA, has filed follow-up litigation that asks that question. We've also seen the Young case out of Hawaii that asks the question, well, all right, Ninth Circuit, you say that there's no right to carry a concealed firearm under the Second Amendment. Well, we've got the right to keep, we've got the right to bear. So what is that right to bear if it is not the right to bear a concealed firearm? It must be then you've got the right to openly carry a firearm, right? So while this is being hashed out in the courts, and by the way, this is still at the Ninth Circuit level, they're dragging their heels on this because they don't want this case to go to the Supreme Court. The PBS station in San Diego, KPBS, had a story on the number of concealed carry licenses in San Diego County increasing over the past couple of years. Yeah, going up. Now, listen, it's not by a large number. I think there were 1,300 concealed carry licenses, I said, issued in San Diego County in February of last year. Through April of this year, that number has climbed to some 2,400 concealed carry licenses out of the millions of residents in San Diego County. Yeah. But San Diego County Bill Gore, he's the sheriff there, he said, quote, to get a concealed carry permit, you have to have good cause. He said, we're evaluating that good cause. We've expanded some of the categories, and that's why you see the increase. Now, so he says they've kind of like loosened up the categories, right? But self-defense is still not a valid reason, according to the sheriff, for you to exercise your right to carry. He said, to get a concealed weapons permit, people need to show that they are in harm's way. Yeah. And by the way, living in a bad neighborhood doesn't demonstrate you're in harm's way. If you can show the San Diego Police Department that, hey, look, violent crimes, we had robberies go up 20% in my neighborhood last year. And oh, yeah, by the way, the response time went up as well, because now it's 8 minutes, now it's taking 10 minutes for there to be a response to a priority 1 call. None of that would matter. You can present all of that data because that's just, that's not a specific threat against your life. You just live in a bad neighborhood. Applicants for a CCW should be able to set forth a set of circumstances that distinguishes the applicant from other members of the general public and causes him or her to be placed in harm's way. Simply writing self-defense or personal protection on an application does not provide the requisite proof of good cause. That's according to the sheriff. Think about that for a second. Again, plain text of the Bill of Rights. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. But in San Diego County, the people don't have the right to bear arms. In fact, you've got to be an exceptional individual in order for you to get a permit from the county for you to exercise your right to bear arms. Now, if the average member of the public can't exercise that right, well, that's a right that's infringed upon in my book. And it's actually a right that other judges, well, actual judges, because I'm only a judge in the court of public opinion, but actual judges have considered this case, this matter in California, and they have ruled the same.